You're watching NETRUSH Report, your home for tennis drama, emotional rivalries, and the real stories behind the court. Now let's dive deep into a wild night in Paris, where injuries, revenge, and rankings collided in a way no one saw coming. Under the bright lights of the Accor Arena, Jannik Sinner looked like a man on a mission, and maybe, just maybe, a man in pain. The Italian star, chasing the dream of reclaiming the world #1 spot, stepped onto court against Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo with one goal in mind: survive and keep the dream alive. From the start, there was something different about Sinner. He wasn't his usual explosive self between points, moving cautiously, flexing his right leg, as if trying to hide something. But even with that visible discomfort, his tennis did the talking. In the first set, Sinner struck with surgical precision. 12 winners, only 2 unforced errors, and the calm of a player who's learned how to win ugly. It wasn't smooth sailing, though. Twice he went up a break. Twice Cerundolo fought back. But the Italian refused to fold. And when it mattered most, late in that tense first set, Sinner turned up the intensity, broke for 7-5, and let out a quiet roar that echoed through the arena. What came next was dominance. The second set began with a brutal, 10-minute game where both men threw everything they had at each other. On his second break point, Sinner blasted a forehand winner past Cerundolo, setting off a chain reaction. From there, the match was his. In 86 minutes flat, Sinner sealed the win, 7-5, 6-1, and punched his ticket to his first ever Paris Masters quarterfinal. But the bigger story? His world #1 chase is still alive, and very real. After Carlos Alcaraz's shock early exit in Paris, the door swung wide open. Now, if Sinner can lift the trophy this weekend, he'll climb back to the top of the ATP mountain, reclaiming what once seemed lost after a season of near misses. "I was up twice in the first set and couldn't convert," Sinner said afterward. "I put myself in a tough situation, but I'm happy with how I ended the match. I felt much better at the end. Hopefully, this gives me confidence for tomorrow. Recovery is the main focus now, but today, this was a great match for me." That quiet determination, that calm belief, has become Sinner's signature. And his performance in Paris proves that even when he's not at 100%, his game still has enough fire to burn through opponents. That Sinner's win wasn't just another victory. It was a slice of Italian tennis history. With this quarterfinal appearance, he became the first Italian player ever to reach the last 8 at all 9 ATP Masters 1000 events. Think about that. Not even legends like Fabio Fognini or Matteo Berrettini have done it. Only Sinner, at just 24 years old, has now checked every Masters box: Miami, Canada, Cincinnati, Shanghai, and now Paris. He's also riding one of the most incredible streaks on the ATP Tour right now: 23 straight indoor match wins. That's right, the man simply doesn't lose under a roof. And yet, it's not over. Because now, the challenge gets even tougher. Next up for Jannik Sinner, the ever-explosive, charismatic American, Ben Shelton, who knocked out Andrei Rublev in straight sets, 7-6, 6, 6-3, is riding high. He's fearless, fast, and thriving in the chaos of Paris. Shelton's serve? Electric. His energy? Contagious. He's also one of the few players who's beaten Sinner before. That victory came back in 2023 in Shanghai. But since then, Sinner has flipped the script. 6 straight wins against Shelton. 6 straight in which the American didn't even win a set. Now, they meet again, both bound for the NITO ATP Finals next month, but both desperate to make a statement before Turin. For Shelton, it's a shot at revenge. For Sinner, it's about survival. Another win keeps him on course for the title, and maybe, just maybe, the #1 ranking. While Sinner was scripting history, the bottom half of the draw was turning into a battleground of giants. Daniil Medvedev, the ice-cold strategist, clawed his way past Italy's Lorenzo Sonego in a brutal 3-set fight: 3-6, 7-6, 5, 6-4. It wasn't easy. Sonego came out swinging, taking the first set with power and precision. But Medvedev's resilience, that trademark mental fortress, kicked in just in time. He edged the second set tiebreak, then calmly controlled the third, sealing the win and keeping his ATP Finals hopes alive. Medvedev's situation is desperate. Sitting 13th in the race to Turin, he knows the math. Only a Paris title keeps his season alive. Anything less, and his year ends here. It's been a long road back for the Russian. He finally broke a 2-year title drought earlier this month in Almaty, his first trophy in 882 days. He's rediscovered rhythm, confidence, and patience, and now stands just 3 matches away from rewriting his season's story. His next challenge? None other than Alexander Zverev, the defending Paris Masters champion. Zverev, cool and commanding, crushed Alejandro Davidovich Fokina 6-2, 6-4 in a statement performance. He didn't just win, he dominated. One unforced error on the backhand, laser-like focus from start to finish. A performance that screamed confidence and control. Zverev's 2025 has been a season of rebuilding and redemption. After heartbreaks and criticism early in the year, he's finally hitting top gear again. And now, as he chases his 8th Masters 1000 title, he's walking into a familiar storm. Daniil Medvedev. These two know each other inside out. Their rivalry, one of the most tactical and tense in men's tennis. Medvedev leads 14-7 in their head-to-head, and he's beaten Zverev in 5 straight matches. The last time Zverev got the better of him? Cincinnati 2023. This isn't just a match, it's a psychological war. Zverev, the defending champion with pride on the line. Medvedev, the strategist fighting for his season. Every serve, every rally, every stare, it'll matter. And the winner? Likely gets a shot at Jannik Sinner in the semis, a clash that could decide who heads to Turin with the biggest momentum. The Paris Masters isn't just another tournament. It's the final Masters 1000 of the season, the last stop before Turin. For some players, it's about glory. For others, it's about survival. For Jannik Sinner, it's about history, and possibly ending 2025 as world number 1. For Ben Shelton, it's about proving he belongs among the elite. For Zverev, it's defending his crown, a symbol of his comeback. For Medvedev, it's simple: win or go home. Every storyline converges here, in one of the loudest arenas on the ATP Tour, where legacies are made and broken in a matter of hours. Friday's quarterfinal lineup in Paris feels like a preview of Turin, and maybe even the 2026 season. Sinner, Shelton, Medvedev, Zverev. For players representing the new and next chapters of men's tennis, who's ready for the big moment? Who's ready to outlast, outfight, and outshine the rest? Sinner's health remains the X factor. His leg stiffness could haunt him against a power hitter like Shelton. But if he survives, he'll walk into the semis as the favorite, and possibly as the sport's next world number 1 again. Medvedev versus Zverev, on the other hand, is pure chess, fire versus ice. Zverev will try to use power, angles, and serve dominance. Medvedev will drag him into long rallies, break him mentally, and feed off his frustration. And in Paris, that mix usually produces fireworks. As the Paris Masters heads into its decisive stages, the tension couldn't be higher. Jannik Sinner has history in his hands, and a nation behind him. Ben Shelton has nothing to lose, and that's exactly what makes him dangerous. Alexander Zverev is chasing redemption, and Daniil Medvedev? He's fighting for his season, for pride, and for a seat at Turin's biggest table. When all is said and done, only one of them will walk out of Paris with their dreams still alive. But one thing's certain: this year's Rolex Paris Masters is giving us everything: drama, rivalry, pain, and power, and it's far from over. Who do you think takes it all in Paris? Can Jannik Sinner overcome fatigue and reach number 1 again? Or will Zverev defend his crown against all odds? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. You've been watching NETRUSH Report, where tennis meets emotion, and every match tells a story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the road to Turin is about to explode.